Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pash On Podcast. Let's get started with your host, Brian Pash.
Hi, this is Brian Pash, and welcome to another exciting podcast interview. I have Aaron Bickart. He's the EVP and General Manager of OfferLogix, a good friend. We got a great conversation, and I want my tech friends, my vendor community to listen in carefully to what we're going to talk about today. Aaron, welcome to the show.
Hey, Brian, thanks for having me. Looks like you have a beautiful backdrop there. I love that brick and everything that you have.
Isn't that gorgeous? It's like, 500 years old.
Rock. I love it. I love that backdrop. Yeah.
Like a rocker.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron, this podcast is part of our series leading up to the Modern Retailing Conference. I want to thank OfferLogix for supporting dealer education. But you're really a friend to the dealer community because your technology is powering some of the most successful tech products that dealers use. So today's podcast is going to have a little different twist because we want to talk into the soft pull technology, your turnkey white label platform that's going to power new retail experiences using AI through chat, through digital retailing, through consumer-facing apps. I mean, let's dive in. Why is soft pull kind of getting a renaissance now, especially as there's new ways to communicate with consumers to give them that penny perfect payment? But the soft pull helps with knowing what vehicle they're in, what their current payoff is, right? So these calcs are smarter, more accurate. Did I get that right?
Yes, you got it almost 100% correct. We'll give you a 95% score, not 100%, but we'll give you a 95% score. But reality is, is consumer inflation has gone up over the last few years. Customers don't have as much buying power as they used to have. Interest rates are higher. People are in more debt than they used to be. Believe it or not, we see it all the time. And dealerships need to know, number one thing is, what is the buying power of this particular consumer? So if I came walking into a store, they want to know, does this person have a 500 credit score, FICO score, or an 850 credit score? Let's just say that's the range. But reality is we all have different FICO scores and we're all unique. But FICO scores through soft credit pools is two things. It's first of all, it's a lead gen for the dealership. And we have case studies showing that the lead gen is either the number one or number two lead gen at the dealership on the website. With a great attribution, so that I mean, we can show you case studies over and over that we just did for the Ford Direct the Shop. We just did a webinar for them, and we can show you that case study. Number two is within the dealership, it doesn't pull when the dealership does a soft credit pull within the dealership, it saves them a ton of money. First of all, they're not calling a hard pull every single time and doing all the frauds and all the red alerts. And the other piece of it for the consumer, it doesn't put an inquiry on their credit score. So that doesn't lower. So every time an inquiry comes in, it lowers your points by 2 to 3 points, 4 points every time the inquiry. So reality is they can be a stealth customer inside a dealership doing a soft credit pull, because if I'm shopping that Ford dealership or that Toyota dealership or Chevrolet dealership, they didn't have no idea that particular dealership just pulled my credit to see what kind of what I can qualify for interest rates and what my buying power is. So it's very lucrative for the dealership, and it's also very lucrative for the vendors that we sell into, that we power into. They can make a ton of money, and we're going to walk you through that today as well.
Great. So, soft pull technology often sounds great, right? But some of the vendor community may not have the tech in place, right, to provide this real-time feed. That's where you come in, right? You make it easy for a vendor to tap in and get this valuable information, which makes their payment calc engine more accurate, makes offers more personalized and realistic, and it saves the dealer a lot of money, right? Once you know what that person's buying power is, you can tailor the message instead of guessing. So it is the beauty of working with OfferLogix is that any tech platform that wants to leverage these insights, you make it easy for them.
Yes, yes. So yeah, so all the above. So let me walk you through this. So first of all, we power vendors that serve the dealership. So we're a data supplier there. So the first piece is for the vendor. I mean, if you think about this for a second, if vendors had to go to one of the three credit bureaus, it would cost them a ton of money, number one. There's
That's right.
minimums that they want. There's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of red tape to get soft credit pool information. I mean, even hard credit pool information. It's very hard to get. So what we do is we take all that element out of it and we help that information so that the vendor can go to market with a white label platform. It's not coming from OfferLogix, it's coming
That's right.
from the vendor. So whatever that vendor is using the data, they can now say we power and do soft credit pools. Number one. Number two is if they had to build a back end platform to help to house all that PII data, right? It's almost impossible. I mean, reality was it took us, and Brian, this is no joke, it took us 18 months to get through the red tape of Equifax, to get that
Yeah,
approved by them.
it's a big
Imagine
thing.
with all the cyber attacks today and all the breaches that are out there today, they had to make sure that we were 100% secure. And that platform is completely white labeled for the platform too as well. No offer logics. So they own that customer and they own that soft credit
Mhm.
pool to go to market. But then what happens is with the soft credit pools, what you call penny perfect payments, we call it credit perfect payments now. Because reality
Come
is
on.
when someone comes to the market with a penny perfect payment, it's really tier one. But as we know, Brian, you have a unique FICO score. I have a unique FICO score, and someone else within your organization has other unique FICO scores,
That's
right?
right.
So what happens is now when we give that information, it now becomes a credit perfect payment. And then these marketing companies, these ad agencies, these chat companies, whatever they're doing with the rebates and incentive information, as well as the payments, now becomes credit perfect based on their tier level. I can tell you, I mean, we're building a platform right now in the back for one of the largest dealer groups in the United States, and they want pre-approval stuff with a credit perfect payments all sitting right within there, where they can start sending out trigger-based emails with AI, all following up because they all know that people are not following up on those customers.
That's right.
So now everything is be completely automated and trigger-based for those consumers using soft credit pull technology.
And this is why I wanted the vendor community to lean in. For website companies, you should be offering soft pull credit CTAs powered by OfferLogix as an additional revenue opportunity. Dealers love it. As Aaron just mentioned, it's the number one or number two highest converting CTA, number one. Number two, it helps you drive more personalization on the website by making the personalization engine feed off of really accurate data. That's for website companies, marketing agencies. Anyone who's working with large dealer groups know they expect personalized offers. This is a way in which you can take those CRM outreaches, kind of save the deal or reactivate the deal with accurate payments. People who are doing digital retailing, as Aaron mentioned, instead of doing a hard pull that goes on to the consumer's record, lowering, their score a few points, integrating OfferLogix soft pull. And then for people who have just operational platforms, F&I and other things, which you may be paying a lot more for your soft pulls now. I think OfferLogix is extremely competitive, at least from what I'm hearing, Aaron.
Yep.
So dealers could be using soft pulls instead of hard pulls. And even if they're doing a soft pull, you can be extremely competitive, and all the back end data integration, security, and scale is there. Why wouldn't a vendor come to OfferLogix? Is it because they just don't have a vision for a credit perfect payment, or do they just don't understand how they would implement it?
Well, I think the first thing is what they don't know is what they don't know, right? At the end of the day, right? Because reality is we're new to the market doing soft credit pools. I mean, we've been doing it about 9 to 10 months, and reality is we're now just starting to get traction. And there's been some other players out there doing the soft credit pool business. But reality is they all want to do what the dealer wants to do at the end of the day. But reality is how do the vendors make the money? Right. At
Right.
the end of the day, I hear all the time this one story, right? I'm coming out with a new product and I'm going to be selling it for $1,000. Number one question is, well, how do you know it's going to sell? Right? That's what I ask. Well, how do you know it's going to sell? Right? And they're like, well, we don't know, but we think it's going to sell. Right? And I said, well, reality is, but how about soft credit pools? You know, every dealership needs it. Not only new car franchises need it,
Right.
but independents need it too as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So now your market's not only 17,000 rooftops, but now let's say there's 40,000. So now you have access to 60,000 rooftops out there that can sell soft credit pools for you, and you can make money on all those rooftops. Now, let's just say you had a small penetration of those 60,000 rooftops, but at the end of the day, you can make more money, and you're just replacing something they currently have. Because just like a website provider, they go out there, they want to sell their website. What are you doing? You're just replacing another website provider. 99% of every dealership has a website today. So
Right.
99% of every dealership almost has a CRM tool. So you're just replacing another CRM tool. 99% of them have a chat solution on their website. So you just replace it. So now you're just replacing another solution versus coming out with a new solution that you have no idea of how much money you're going to make on it. So that's why we're in this business. And the other piece of the puzzle, it's sticky. It's so sticky because it becomes your number one lead provider or
That's
number
right.
two lead provider with a great attribution. And dealers love, what do dealers love? They love leads.
Leads. Leads.
They love
And,
leads,
and
right?
well, leads that lead to sales. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
here's the nice thing about the soft credit
yeah,
pull.
yeah,
There's a value exchange.
yeah.
There's a value exchange. The consumers want to know what they can afford. They may not know. Because right, they don't understand the OEM credit tiers and the offers. They don't know, they know the disclaimer says this payment is only for people with, near perfect credit. So the average person doesn't have perfect credit. So there's a value exchange. That means they know they have to give their right name and email and phone.
That's right.
They, so like other lead forms, they could put, blue boy at mickeymouse.com and, it gets through the lead gate. But for a soft credit pull, the data input quality is significantly higher and there's a value exchange. The consumer then figures out what payments they could afford. The dealer gets the lead, and more importantly, you keep the customer engaged. That's why I wanted the vendor community to think about how you could integrate soft pull into your chat or AI texting platform. How could you integrate soft pull into a DR or a CTA on your website? How could you think about in-store operations using this as part of the offers and vehicles that you present, right? This is super important. If someone's walking into my dealership to buy a car, I don't want to run a hard credit on them, but the soft credit can help really guide the entire conversation, because at the end of the day, you want the deal to go through. So why not have an idea of what the affordability or purchase power in the conversation? So Aaron, you're really talking directly to the vendor community, like, let's partner with your modern platform, right? So you have all the security, you had to get through the credit bureaus, you have a robust API. Of course, I know a number of companies who are using you. I think this is the future, right?
Yeah.
Data-driven, real-time decision-making, powering better customer experience.
That's correct. Yeah, and the other piece of the puzzle is, who does not want to know about that consumer, like who's sitting right in front of you or coming through email. The old days we used to say we want to go from ear to ear, keyboard to keyboard, ear to ear, and belly to belly as fast as possible. But now you have all that information in real time, and you can now personalize all that information, with emails, mail, chat, in-store power information. But the other piece of the puzzle that I didn't talk to you about,
Come
what
on, talk to me.
separates us, the differences, when you pull a soft credit pool through OfferLogix, our vendors, we're the only ones, and I'm going to tell you this right now, we're the only ones that offer a full credit report from Equifax, a full-blown credit report with all the trade lines sitting in there. So I know exactly who your mortgage company is, who all your trade lines are, exactly everybody sitting there. Well, all the other providers sitting out there only receive a summary, an auto summary. You receive a full-blown, like, Brian,
That's a
your
huge
report's 10,
difference, Aaron. That's a huge difference.
if your report's 10 pages long, your report's 10 pages. If my report's 8 pages, it's 8 pages long. But we get every line, and it does not mask out anything of that information on the credit report. So you get a full-blown, it's just like a hard report, but it's a
But
soft
it doesn't
report
go
with
against,
no
it doesn't
inquiry
go.
for that particular consumer.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, I think that we've created some compelling reasons for improving the customer experience, but the fact is that the quality of data and the depth of the data is, well, breaking new levels of detail, which helps to create more customized experiences. And in the past, maybe since everything was manual, less data was okay. But today, more data allows AI to create a more powerful decision tree. And that's what I want to encourage the vendor community. Obviously, one of the best things at our conferences, deals have been done, dealer inspired. That deal when Cars.com bought them happened at DMSC, happens at our events. That was the handshake at our conferences. We've had a lot of deal making. And Aaron, you've met some vendors at our conferences, which have now become customers. Let's accelerate that. Let's get some thought process of adding soft pull into your workflows, into your tech stacks, into your customer experience planning. Aaron, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you from the vendor community who want to do business, want to get a proposal, want to see that pricing?
Yeah, the best way right now, the easiest way, so you don't have to get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, is go to OfferLogix.com. It's very easy to go to. We have a form that you can fill out. However, if you want, you can look me up on LinkedIn, Aaron Bickart. You see my name there and lights there on the beautiful show here that we're doing. And just look me up on LinkedIn and private message me. That'll probably be the easiest way versus trying to get my email address or do anything like that.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, Aaron, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for supporting dealer education. Again, this interview is part of the Road to the Modern Retailing Conference, November 17th, 18th, 19th in Palm Beach. It's a great destination, a great hotel. The weather in Palm Beach is awesome, but more importantly, dealers come out because they're going to be hand to hand with executives like you, not a junior level salesperson, people who are transforming automotive retail. We have the who's who in the dealer community, who's who in the tech community, OEM leaders are there. Everyone comes together because we're learning about what's the next tools that we need to implement to create a better customer experience, improve retention, create better personalized workflows. So, Aaron, thanks for being part of that. And if this is the first time that you're watching this podcast or this video, you should know that you can just Google Brian Pash Podcast and listen to all the interviews that we're doing leading up to MRC. It's going to be a great show. Please go to modernretailingconference.com. Get your tickets early because the event sells out every year. The hotel block sells out every year, and you want to be there at the event in that beautiful hotel. Aaron, look forward to seeing you in Palm Beach. Are you excited for MRC this year?
Very excited. Love Palm Beach. Love Palm Beach. Love the Hotel the O. Great atmosphere, great food, great people, great everything. And I'm also looking forward to your next show too, in Scottsdale, moving to the Kierland, where I used to live. So,
come on,
Scottsdale,
yeah.
Arizona, one of my
Our
favorite
spring conference.
Yeah, so I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that too. You can
Yeah.
put me in on that one too as well. So
All right.
that's my favorite area, and they have a beautiful golf course. And I saw that you're doing some golfing and some
Yeah, we're going to have a golf tournament and a pickleball tournament, and that the conference, the Digital Marketing Strategy Conference, will move to the end of April in the Kierland in Scottsdale. Can't wait. It's going to be epic.
Yep. Good.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening in. Aaron, thanks again. We'll see everyone hopefully at the Modern Retailing Conference in Palm Beach in November. See you then.
Bye-bye.